Welcome to a new tutorial. Today we're going to be doing something creative, something interesting. We're going to be cloning the Airbnb website, and we're going to do it differently. We're not going to be using Next.js. We're not going to be using pure React. In fact, we're going to be using React Native for web to create this stunning looking website. So it's fully responsive, and I'm going to try to split this UI design into like 2 videos or 3 videos. But for now, we're gonna be starting off with the main header. Everything here that you see at the top, we're gonna create except for the filters and the actual images that we're gonna go and do next. So if you're looking forward to this, stick around, and if you wanna follow along as well, you can do that. So I've just initialized a new React Native app with Expo, and using the Expo TypeScript template. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the description. Also, if you want like a full Figma file of the Airbnb site and you want the final code as well, just drop me like a comment down below, or just go to the link in the description as well, so that I can just email it to you. Anyways, let's go and do this. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is just to initialize the app and start it up. So with that, I'm gonna be using Yarn. So I'm gonna just go Yarn Web. This will just set up the web version of React Native Expo. Right off the bat, it's telling us that we need to install a couple of other libraries, and we're just gonna do that. They gave us the libraries that we need to install. Just copy and paste here, and then start. Cool. Now that's done, it's put like let's put it to the left so that you can see everything, and then the code will be this side. So we're gonna try and like do both at the same time. Cool, everything's up and running. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna create a new folder which I'm gonna call source, and then in that folder I'm gonna have a new folder called screens. Inside of the screens, we're gonna have a home screen, and then we're just gonna have like an index.js, index.tsx. Here we're just gonna boilerplate it and have our home here. Nice. And then I'm just gonna replace everything inside of here with our home. Just gonna install. Let's do this. Looking good. Just gonna refresh that. Cool. Seems like there's something wrong with my hot refresh for this, but I think I'm gonna work with this for now. So I'm just gonna clean it up. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna create another folder as well in that source folder, which I'm gonna call components. And then I'm gonna call it navigation or navbar. In fact, I'm gonna call it navbars because I want to have two sort of navbars. Because if you look at Airbnb, like the navbar for mobile and the navbar for web is slightly different, so we might go that approach as well. Look at this. So when it comes to mobile, the navbar is way different. So I think let's go ahead and have like two navbars, a mobile one and a large screen one. Okay, So we're gonna have that, and then in fact I can yeah, we can split up the design into having like a top header section, and then maybe we can have the search bars. Okay, so I'm gonna create a header file here, and then inside the header we're gonna have our index.tsx. Then here we want to can just boilerplate it by having our React Native, using the React Native snippet, and then this is the header. I'm just gonna call that in our home file. Let's put it here. Now, let's do this. Okay, cool. So if we go to our folder here, we see that we have the header now. So for the header, all you notice that we have two versions of the header. So we have like so when you have a big screen, we have this version of the header, and then when you have a tablet mode, and then when you have mobile. So that means then like we need media queries for that. So for that I'm gonna install React responsive. So I'm just gonna go yarn add React dash responsive. This will allow us to have that responsive header. One thing you must know as well, afterwards we need to install a polyfill so that the React responsive works on mobile as well. So I'm just going to install that polyfill after this. Now we're going to install that React Native polyfill. So React Native Media Mesh polyfill allows it to work on smaller devices or like mobile phones. Cool. So that means that like now we can get back to the coding part. So we have to have some like we have to have some add some media queries here. So because we're gonna need it. But for now, let's just add the media queries that we're gonna need. We're gonna need a mobile method. We're gonna need a tablet. We're gonna need a big screen. So I've just added these ones here. So let me just import it from React responsive. So we have mobile, tablet, and big screen. So we're gonna use these accordingly in the design. Okay, so how would you create the layout? So basically we have the image here, and then we have these two sections. So basically we just have two views inside of here. So let's just have view number 1, and we also have like view number 2. So the first one is the one who's gonna have the logo. This is like logo, and then the second one is gonna have that avatar and sell your Airbnb or Airbnb. So let's just add those text. This one will go with that Airbnb home. So I'm just gonna use like the style sheet, and I'm gonna put everything here so that it's much clear. Similar to put styles directly. So want those styles there, and let's actually reload and see how it looks. Okay, let's just gonna start the terminal like once more. run web. It's because we're installing. Okay, cool. That's looking better. That's what we wanted. So instead of watching me adding like some more things here, we're just gonna put things here. Let's put the code here so that like you can actually see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if we can. So the image are already there, so we're just gonna import them. We have the globe image there, so you can actually use if you have the access to SVGs, you can use them. So in this case, I'm just gonna use those images. I'm gonna save that, and we're gonna try and build, and this is what we get. So let's change that. Let's change this to a logo. Let's get the logo. Yes, and just like that, so we have our header. It's not responsive at the moment, but it has the full details that we want. So when I look at this Airbnb part, I can actually extract it into two sections. There's the top section, which is the top bar, and then we have a section here, which is the search bar. So the nav bar is actually, or the header is actually divided into two components. So I think I might actually create those components, and then, so in fact, I'll first start by moving what we have to a new component, which we're gonna call top row. And then we can just go and have that. And then this top row is gonna have everything that we have here. And this is still our header, but then this time it's gonna have that top row. And then when it comes to the top row, one thing you'll notice is that when we go to tablet mode, this section goes down, so the text goes down. So in our section on tablet mode, this section will go down. So that means then we can create a different section here which we can call middle text, and this middle text is not going to be visible on the top if it's not tablet, but if it's tablet, it's going to be visible. So we use that with this hook over here. Is tablet. If it's not tablet, it won't show. So that's what we're doing there. So let's come here as well. You can see that we have this section. If it's tablet, we're gonna move it further down. So that's what we're gonna do here. So we need to give it a prop of is tablet. And where at the moment we're gonna just pass it false, and then we're gonna see like how it's happening. So and then we're gonna go to our React React responsiveness, and then we're gonna get the value of is tablet there, and then we need to pass it down to here, and then let's set it up, and just like that. So look at this now. So when we have tablet, it actually responds accordingly. So that's looking cool, and it's what we wanted. So there are more things that we can actually do. We still need to add some padding there, but we're gonna do that shortly. So the next thing that we're gonna do now is we're gonna have the section here, which is the search bar. So let's add the search bar quickly. So I'm just gonna create a new inside the nav bar. So I'm gonna create a new folder which I'm gonna call search bars. And then here we're gonna have two search bars. We're gonna have one for mobile and one for big screens. So maybe let's start with the big screen. Search bars, we've got a big screen search bar, and then we're just gonna initialize. Let's rename here. It's a bit lengthy word, but okay. So when you look at the search bar, what we have here is actually just a simple view, and then within this view we have different views inside of them. So we have 4 views which are inside this view, and everything is flex direction row, and it's spaced like space in between. But then we have the flex, which is different, so we can have a bigger flex here, which is almost similar to this flex here, and then smaller flexes here. So this can be flex 2, flex 1, flex 1, flex 2. And then here in this view we have another view, which so we have 2 views for that. So that means and these tags are all the same, so that means then we can actually create the same component and have like the where and search destinations as one component. So that's what we're gonna do now. So I think similar to the other one, we're just gonna paste it in, and then we're gonna explain how it works. So we've got the search bar here, and then we have a view which is a flex, and then this flex, when you go to tablet mode, things changes. So you're gonna see, okay, mainly like the width will change slightly when it comes to tablet mode. But you can see once I expand, this width remains in the same section. But then when it comes to tablet mode, the more you decrease the size of the width of the window, it changes. So that means then but then when it comes to desktop mode, it remains the same. So we need to do something like that. And then for that, we can actually use the width. If it's tablet, we're gonna give it an auto, so that means it will scale accordingly. But then if it's desktop, looks like it's been locked at around 930 pixels. So that's what we're gonna do there. Okay, so let's actually import this search bar. We need a search bar here. So I've already prepared the assets beforehand, so I'm just gonna add that there, and then I'm gonna go to the header, and then below we're gonna have this search bar. It's also gonna take in props, and it needs to know whether it's tablet or not, so that it scales accordingly. So let's run that, and just like that, we have the tablet, we have the search bar, and you'll see that it is responsive, so you can see it move in test. But then you see, like, now once we go to the mobile view, we need to do a couple of things in the mobile view. The mobile view, we only need the search bar for mobile. So let's say for now, let's actually add like a style for the padding, so that actually it looks. We're still gonna change it some other time, but we're gonna give it that now. So okay, so let's add the mobile search bar. So we're gonna go to the search bars, and then we're gonna go mobile screen. Looks good to me. And then the mobile screens, let's do index.tsx. And then what we want to do here in the mobile screen, we want to add the styles for the mobile screen. So what we'll do here, let's look at Uber, and you can see that we almost have the same component as we did on the tablet and big screen search bar, and then we have an icon here for searching, and then we have an icon for filtering. So we're just gonna add those icons. Okay, so I've just added the code. Let's see. So we need the search bar as well. So we currently have the search bar, and then it's just like one view, which is a row and space between. And what we have here, which is different, is that like we have that same component that we had before. We have the image, we have the filter, and I'm using images in this case because that's what I have, but you can certainly use SVGs. And then I'm gonna save that, and we're gonna just import that in the header, and it should go below here. And what will happen now is that you can actually see both of them, and we're gonna fix that now. So let's go here, let's do this, and we actually see we have our search bar there, which is the mobile one. So we want to remove everything at the top if it's not mobile, and if it's mobile, just show the items at the bottom. And we've already seen how we can do that by simply using the is mobile or is not mobile. So we can just simply say that here is mobile, okay. So what's happening, that if it's not mobile, we want that to happen. Similar here to the big screen as well. So let's just import that. Let's add it here. Cool. So if it's not mobile, we don't want to see that, and just like that, it works. So what about the search bar? So for the search bar, we can conditionally render it. We can just ask whether is it mobile. If it's mobile, then we want to, if it's not mobile, we want to show the big screen, and if it's mobile, we want to show the actual mobile one, just like that. So I'm happy with that. So we have that search bar, and we can actually increase this, and then you can see tablet mode, and then we've got desktop mode. There's a lot of things that you can actually do with the styling, and for now I'm trying to keep everything simple. We can add like a padding top of 20 as well. So yeah, and then just gonna wrap it up there for now. Functionality wise will come later, but for now we're just gonna have this simple responsive Airbnb, and I'm gonna show you right now that it works even on mobile. So you can check here how it looks like. This is how it looks on mobile. And if you're looking forward to the follow up to this, whereby we're gonna create that beautiful search bar, which is gonna be very interesting. So let's go Airbnb test. So just create this. So we created this search bar. So this is what we're gonna create next on the next video, and it's very interesting and challenging at the same time. I'm gonna tell you what different concepts that I've used for this one. So give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. If you want the link to the code, check the description, as well as the rest of the assets. Check the description. Cool. Have a great one. Cheers, y'all.